Yo, what is up, guys? And holy moly guacamole. Alright guys, so in this video we're going to be restoring a pair of 2011 banned 1's. Anybody that has an optic nerve can see how bad these shoes are f***ed up. These for sure are covered in some type of eukaryotic microorganism that is just nasty. If it is what I think it is, like spider webs, tell that arachnid bitch Charlotte to spin her web somewhere else. Alright guys, I know what you guys are thinking. Deep down you're asking yourself, where does this guy always find these up shoes? I got one answer for that.
I plead the fifth.
Alright, so the first step is to clean the shoes. So we're gonna do a little scrub-a-dub-dub to make the shoes clean. Yeah, the shoes are pretty disgusting, so we're just gonna make sure every little square inch, every fiber is deep cleaned, and a lot of scrubbing action, especially the inside of the shoe. Just a quick warning, if you guys do use dish soap to clean your leather shoes multiple times, it will dry out the material. So these are gonna be the donors for the banned 1's, since we are gonna be sole swapping the shoes. So fitting the uppers onto the donor midsole, I'm just trying to see if I need to make any adjustments, any alterations, so that it'll look as close to factory as possible. So now all I'm doing is just using a Dremel tool to remove the factory adhesive, so when we use our glue, there'll be no separations. Since the donors were gently worn, even though that the toe box was missing, we are going to be using Retro Bright to wind the rubber, helping the shoes look brand new, like it's day one. So for my concoction, I'm just using 3% hydrogen peroxide, a little bit of OxyClean, and flour. You can use cornstarch. I preferably use cornstarch, but unfortunately I didn't have anything at Walmart. Now some of you guys are gonna ask, how come I'm not using soy sauce, because that has 12% hydrogen peroxide, and why am I using 3%? Well, the thing is guys, if you use soy sauce, which is pretty much Sally's 40 volume cream, it has other chemicals in there that'll make the soles come back to yellow a lot faster, and it will remove the traction. So that's why I'm using 3% hydrogen peroxide. So I eliminate the risk of traction loss, and I eliminate the risk of having the yellowing come back really quick. And I only do this on white rubber soles and colored rubber soles, not on icy soles. Alright guys, now that the soles look coke white, all we have to do now is remove the factory glue on the uppers, and I'm just going to protect the leather material by using tape and a Dremel tool to remove that factory glue. See, these shoes are pretty heavily worn. That's why you see like scuffs here and there on the upper leather material, where you don't normally see damages like this unless these guys really beat the shoes up. So you see discoloration around the ankle collar, around the heel, and everywhere else in between. So we are going to be repainting the whole upper material. But before we do that, we have to remove the factory varnish that protects the leather paint with acetone. This will make sure that our paint will adhere properly onto the leather, and it'll flex with the leather, meaning that it won't flake off if the shoes are worn heavily again. So I'm just gonna run my cotton ball and acetone throughout the whole shoe. I'm trying to avoid the wings logo since I am not adequate enough to replicate that design. And so I went ahead and painted every part of the leather that is red. So I went on ahead and painted the red parts of the right shoe, and showing you guys the differences between the beat up pair and the fixed up pair. So to follow up with the restoration, all we have to do now is paint the black parts of the shoe, and the painting process of the shoe will be complete. So hitting the leather parts of the shoe with fresh black paint will refresh the whole shoe entirely, and we're also going to remove any of the overspray that I did with the red paint. So when I said that these shoes were heavily worn, they are heavily worn. You can see that the rip on the sock liner will be patched with a quick tip, this patch for heels. So this is what I'm going to use to patch up that hole. It will also make the shoes a little bit more comfortable. So all I have to do first is just sew up the shoes, make it close it tight, and then after it's stitched up, I'm gonna apply a little bit of barge cement super stick onto the patch and then patch the shoes together where the hole used to be, so it hides all of that flaws from the stitching. We are near completion for this restoration. All we have to do now is bond the uppers to the midsole. So while I apply my adhesive onto the midsole and uppers, I'm going to let it cure for a couple of hours, heat it up, and then bond them together. So now that the shoes have been finally glued, we still have one more step, which is to sew the shoes back together all around using a sewing awl. For the piece there is a stone, so we have to clean. Oh god, we gotta burn these insoles, dear lord. But I want to keep everything OG, so I want to keep the insoles. So we're just gonna pour boiling hot water onto the insoles. This will make sure that the form will go back to its original state, and also to kill any bacteria that has grown, dear lord, that has grown onto the insoles. So after we let it dry, we are gonna use Lysol disinfect to make sure that 99% of the bacteria is dead. So because we used dish soap to clean and disinfect the shoes, that also made the leather dry up. So in order to combat this, I'm using mink oil wax from Angelus Direct to make the leather supple again, to reinvigorate and rejuvenate and appreciate and mingulate. I don't know what I'm saying, but the thing is, guys, it's gonna make this leather softer. Alright, y'all, if you f***s with this video, give it a thumbs up. God bless you guys. Peace. And no, I did not decrease the toe box because the customer did not pay to decrease the toe box. So shut up.